Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. I'm a dating and relationship expert specializing in helping you get your ex back. Today I want to talk about whether no contact works on women. Now, I've already discussed this in another video. However, this has a different point of view. This has an interesting question which came up. So I want to clarify about whether no contact works on women. But before I do that, be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any future videos, and while you're at it, see the little bell icon? Tap that so you'll be notified when a new video is up. Okay, so I have a comment which I'm going to read and then we'll get right into it. So he says, Lucia, I visited that other coach's channel who says no contact doesn't work on women. The comment section is full of women chiming in how it's true, that they expect a man to try, and that if they go cold, a woman feels distant, disconnected, and therefore discards and moves away mentally. Why are there so many women on his comments feed saying this? Weirdly, I don't believe it. Good for you. But I'm in no contact day 10, and I must admit, it's got me reaching for the phone. I'm starting to panic. Even though your advice appeals to my rational head, there's a bit of me that says there's nothing rational about my female ex, and maybe this is true. Reading those comments has messed with my head and conviction. Well, I'm glad you wrote in. So now I am going to unmess with your head and give you back the conviction. So here's the thing. What people say they will do in any given situation and what they actually end up doing are not always the same thing. Case in point, think about when women say about what type of man they want. They say, oh yes, I want a nice guy, this and that, etc. They describe their ideal man. However, what type of man do a lot of women end up dating? The bad boy. So how is it that they say they want a nice guy, but they want a bad boy? There's a dissonance between what people say they're going to do and what they actually do, because they respond to the bad boy. There's an attraction there, because even though logically that they think, oh yes, I should be with someone who treats me really nice, I should be with a nice guy, they get with a nice guy and then they say, oh, I'm bored. Is this all there is? And so they're attracted to the bad boy, which they would never logically say, oh yes, I want a bad boy. Have you ever heard someone say, I want a bad boy? Not very often. I'm sure it's happened somewhere sometime. So you have to keep in mind that when people are answering questions, especially on YouTube, that they're using their logical mind. And of course, logically, one would say, yes, of course. If someone forces me to break up with them and they don't reach out, yes, I will never respond to them again. However, when they're in that situation and there's interest level, there's attraction, and there's feelings involved, the logical mind isn't involved, then they may behave differently. So even though they say they will move on, they very possibly will do quite the opposite. Now, what I think they're referring to is if they broke up with someone who took them for granted or cheated on them. And in that case, yes, I agree with them that they should not reach out to the ex, and if the ex doesn't reach out to them, then yes, that just means that he really doesn't care, and so they should move on. So I think a lot of times when they're answering that question about whether no contact will work for them, they're thinking about that type of situation where they broke up with a guy, he wasn't treating them well, and so they do not want to reach out, and if he doesn't reach out, they're going to move on. That's why I said there are two exceptions to the no contact rule, and that is if you took your girlfriend for granted or if you cheated. Now, you still have to do a period of no contact, because when someone breaks up with you, they are not going to get back with you right away. They're not going to break up with you on Tuesday and get back with you on Thursday, because first of all, they want you to think about what you've done. They also do want you to suffer a little bit, to miss them, to have anxiety, and you also need to let them feel your absence. So don't try to get them back right away, even if you know that you're eventually going to contact them because you either took them for granted or cheated. Give them their space, and then you can start trying to get them back. And getting them back is usually going to be a process. It's not going to be a matter of, okay, I gave her her space and now I'm going to call her or send her a text or bring flowers and that'll be it. They want to be wooed back. Their girlfriends are going to be saying to them, don't make it easy for him to come back. Make him beg. Make him beg. So the smart woman will not just take you back just because you show up with an apology and some flowers. Because they need you to show that you're not going to behave that way again, that led them to having to break up with you, so that they have to be reassured as much as possible that you're not going to cheat again or that you're not going to take them for granted again. Got it? So, don't worry about the comments. That's just coming from the logical side. But as I said, what women say they're going to do, or actually people in general, and what they actually respond to, how they actually react, are not always the same thing. So if you're trying to get your girlfriend back and you're not sure what to do and it's messing with your head, the whole no contact thing, I feel you. I understand. So instead of contacting them, I suggest you contact me for a private coaching session, and that way I can help you figure out what the best steps are to get your ex back. And you can reach me at theartoflove.net. If you're listening on YouTube, remember to like and subscribe and share. Why not? If you're listening on iTunes, I would appreciate if you would rate and review the podcast. And finally, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.